Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time, I'm so enchanted to meet you. I don't know what took me so long to make this video. To be honest, I should have made it like a year ago, but here I am. Better late than never. But today we're going to talk all about outfit inspiration for if you're going to ERAS tour show, or if you just want to maybe incorporate some of Taylor Swift's style into your personal style. I'm going to be going through every single era, breaking it down, everything that you might want to know, tons of inspo for places to shop so that you can score the ERAS outfit of your dreams. I'll do my best to give some pointers to the fellas out there who might be watching, or if you are bringing your partner, husband, boyfriend, guy friend, whoever with you to an ERAS tour show. If you see anything you like, go down to the description box. I'll have everything linked down there for you in the order that it appears. There will also be some items that will pop up on the corner of the screen right here. And with those, you can shop through the video directly. Make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to have some pointers on if you would like to do the newest era, the Tortured Poets department. Also gonna give some quick tips and tricks for everything that I feel like I would have wanted to know before I went to the ERAS tour myself. Get comfy and let's get into it. Are you ready for it? I was lucky enough to attend the ERAS tour at Sofi Stadium here in Los Angeles last August when she came through on her tour. And y'all, believe me when I tell you, I didn't think I was gonna get to go.
So the craziest thing happened today. I was like moping around being sad that I was not gonna get to go to Taylor Swift. And then Ashley texted me and she was like, do you wanna go to Taylor Swift tonight? I have tickets at the most ridiculous price. I was like, what? So, we're at Taylor Swift.
I did not know that I was going to the ERAS tour until like 5 hours before the show started. I did not have any time to prepare my outfit. Racking my brain with the things that I already owned, and I ended up on this outfit, which I thought was super cute and so much fun. I thought it was really fun, like homage to Taylor's first outfit that she wears during the Lover era, which we will get to in a second. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's jump right in to the first era, Taylor's debut era. If you are going to the ERAS tour, I would say this is probably the easiest era to pull off. It's probably the most low effort because most likely you probably already have most of the things you need to do Taylor's debut era already in your closet. The vibe is definitely a youthful teenage look that's sort of inspired by Taylor's country roots. You would definitely catch her most of the time in like a feminine sundress with some cowboy boots, maybe a cowboy hat. Think frills, ruffles, bright, popping, eye-catching colors. Here is to keep it sweet, innocent, and feminine. This would probably be a great era if you're bringing like a little girl with you. Very easy to an outfit for them from this era. Definitely also defined by Taylor's very tight ringlet curl. Key pieces for this: knee-length or midi sundresses, cowboy boots, a western hat, maybe like in a straw would work really well. There's some really affordable ones on Amazon that I found. Sparkly mini dresses, and chokers. Maybe a little butterfly accessories just to keep it like cutesy. I didn't have a whole lot in my wardrobe that really exemplified this era, which I was kind of shocked that I didn't have more sundresses that fit the bill. But one look that I think is so obvious for this era is like a white sundress. I mean, when you think Tim McGraw, you think of Taylor in a white sundress. Am I right or am I right? So that is just an easy thing to do. White sundress, cowboy boots. Bonus points if the cowboy boots have some interesting cutesy like embellishments to them that make them a little bit more interesting and eye-catching. But if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money on a pair of Western boots, because Amazon has so many affordable ones, and I actually have a bunch of them in a Taylor Swift ERAS like curated collection on my Amazon storefront. So I'll also leave the link to that in the description box if you guys want to check that out, because there's quite a few really affordable Western boot options in there that you could snag for this tour if you didn't really want to make the investment. And moving on to the Fearless era. Now, this was when Taylor got a little bit more glam than her debut era. Her style kind of gets a little bit more elevated from the very innocent, cutesy vibe that she was doing. The vibe of the Fearless era is a more romantic vibe. Definitely a lot of whimsical wardrobe choices going on that can sometimes evoke the feelings of the Victorian age, but modern. During this era, she was definitely still very country, but she was sort of starting to make that shift over into the pop world because songs like Love Story, You Belong With Me definitely had huge pop chart success as well. Go to the Eras tour, she wears very beautiful, like sparkly gold fringe dress, kind of like a flapper-esque dress, and it was designed by Roberto Cavalli. And it's sort of a throwback to what she did used to wear on the Fearless tour as well. By the way, did you know that she has 16 outfit changes in this tour? You can find so many different good replicas of this dress online, especially on Amazon. I also found a really pretty one on, I think, Nasty Gal, I want to say, that is just absolutely stunning. There's another one that I saw on Lulu's, which is a really great option. If you wanted to go for the Fearless era, I think this fun, fringy, sparkly dress look is really cute. And then you could always repurpose that later on if you wanted to like be a flapper for Halloween at some point. Make sure that you pair that gold fringe dress with some black cowboy boots. Taylor wore black knee-high boots a lot during this era. You can also definitely take inspo from her music videos for each era, which I think is fun and shakes it up a little bit. So for the Fearless era, if you wanted to go for a really comfy outfit option, you could do like the outfit she wears in You Belong With Me, where she's kind of like the nerdy Taylor. She's got that like Junior Jewels t-shirt on and the big black glasses and the flannel pants. DIY that t-shirt and then get yourself some glasses, get some flannel pants, and boom, comfiest concert outfit ever. You could also take some inspo from the Love Story video where she's full on princess dress. You could really go for that vibe, although depending on where your seats are, you might not want to be wearing such a poofy thing, but if you could find like abbreviated version of a princess dress, that could be fun. This could also especially be a really cute idea for a younger girl. I think this would be a really cute outfit idea. Now we're moving on to Speak Now, which I think is one of my favorite of Taylor's earlier albums. The vibe of Speak Now is very romantic, and you sort of start to see the introduction of vintage clothing influences on Taylor's style. Big flowing dresses, flowing, wavy, curly hair, just lush aesthetics, and definitely an air of fantasy for sure. Still very glam, definitely incorporating some fringe here too, and lots of lilac purple. I mean, if any of her albums, besides the Red album, which we'll get to next, had like a clear color, I feel like Speak Now is very much about the lilac purple. Her past tour, she wore this beautiful big ball gown, and she sort of has recreated that look on the ERAS tour. The dress that she wore the night that I went to the ERAS tour was this geared lavender one that a designer named Nicole and Felicia designed, which I believe they designed a couple different ball gowns for this ERAS section of her tour, as well as Zuhair Murad and Ellie Saab. Going with a really pretty romantic lilac dress is such a great option. Other dress that I feel like is so iconic from her previous tour during the Speak Now era is like lilac, kind of vintage inspired, like halter looking dress. I tried to find like copy of it somewhere on the internet. I did find this one that gave like a similar vibe to that. I also think that this matching set, these white little 3D butterflies, so cute for a Speak Now look, maybe with some sparkly knee-high boots, which you are gonna see a lot of sparkly knee-high boots when you go to the ERAS tour because Taylor Swift is running around in her beautiful Christian Louboutin pairs. I have linked some great affordable alternatives down in the description box if you want to just go full on sparkly boots. I feel like the sparkly boots can almost be paired with like any outfit from almost any era, so no matter what you decide to do, they will go with it perfectly. Didn't have a whole lot in my closet from this era. I did have this like lilac gingham maxi dress, which I thought was pretty. Would I choose to wear this to the ERAS tour? Probably not, but like I said, I wanted to try and recreate outfits from each era. Such a really pretty and romantic era. And again, maybe a great choice of era for a younger girl because it's still very innocent. Moving on to the Red era. Red era has like the most cohesive aesthetic of all of Taylor Swift's eras. When she was in this era, she definitely had like a strong vision and vibe of the Red era of just all things red. There was always like at least some incorporation of red in her outfit, if not like a predominantly red outfit. But the style of her outfits was giving a very 1950s, like 1950s housewife, but glam. The color palette, red, some black, some cream, some white. They incorporate lots of like classic patterns, stripes or polka dots. A lot of the pieces that she would wear would be length or knee-length A-line skirts that were like high-waisted shorts, little penny loafer or like shoes, fedoras or bowler hats, whatever you want to call. I think it's a bowler hat technically. Black Wayfarer sunglasses or red heart-shaped sunglasses. 1950s style dresses for sure. This is when her red lip started to become very iconic and synonymous with her style. If you're gonna go for the Red era, you need to go for that red lip. Rumor has it Taylor's favorite is from Pat McGrath Labs, which I will link in the description box. This is definitely another very easy era to do because you could just do like an all red outfit and people are gonna know exactly what you're doing. During the ERAS tour, Taylor wears a t-shirt like she used to wear past that has the graphic saying on it. She doesn't wear the same one every single time. They change up a lot, but always gives that hat away to somebody in the audience. In the set, she changes into this really beautiful like dark red sort of ombre looking bejeweled romper. At the end of the set, when she sings All Too Well, she wears this matching long bejeweled cape thing that goes over the romper, which is so, so stunning. So you could definitely take some inspo from her stage looks, especially that graphic t-shirt. There are so many people who make that shirt that you can buy on Amazon. Of course, I'll link those down in the description box. But also get really crafty if you have a Cricut or something and make your own with your, if you are a guy that's going, especially if you're a dad. We saw a lot of guys with t-shirts that were in that same style and they said, "It's me. Hi, I'm the dad, it's me," which I thought was so cute and so funny. So I saw some people taking some inspo from her like ringleader look. Would be super fun if you wanted to go that route. There's some super affordable costume versions of that on Amazon. Again, this is a great era to do if you're just really into like vintage looks, that retro 50s style. I found some really fun red dresses that would work so well for this era. I styled a red sparkly dress that I got on Amazon last year, which worked out really well. And then these little red sparkly heels, they are so perfect for a red era outfit and they're not uncomfortable. They're low block heels, so you can be comfortable in them. On to 1989. 1989 was the album that definitely turned me into a full-on Swiftie. I'd love to know down in the description box, have you been a Taylor Swift fan for her whole career, or was there a certain album that came out that converted you? Because I know certain people have different ones. I would love to know what yours is, so let me know in the comments below. 1989 definitely has a whole new sound. The vibe for 1989 is super fun. This was a time when Taylor had moved to New York City and she was young, in her early 20s. The vibe and the aesthetic of 1989 is definitely giving 20-something girl who moves to New York City for the first time. It's a lot of like fun city chic pieces. Think like glittery crop top and matching skirt sets, stiletto heels, sophisticated handbags, like skater skirts over the knee boots, and then of course, very chic bob that Taylor cut her hair into. Some key pieces that you could grab to really nail the 1989 look, like any sort of sparkly sequin matching coordinated set that involves a crop top and a mini skirt. It's like a surefire go-to because fun little matching sequin set is gonna work so well. You could also do a little sparkly crop top and like a metallic skater skirt. Because this era, I feel a lot of really fun colors going on, at least for the set and the outfits that her and her dancers wear while they're on stage. Sequin bomber jacket, I think, is a key piece, and some white sunglasses that will help you just totally nail the 1989 aesthetic. You could also go a little bit more casual and channel the 1989 Taylor's version album art, which is very like beachy, casual, like natural makeups, jeans and a tank top, but maybe like do like a jean jacket that has like studs on it or something that's a little bit interesting. But now if you're a guy, this has some interesting prospects in it for you because you could go with like what I just said, like jeans and a white t-shirt, maybe a bomber jacket, maybe a sequin bomber jacket if you're feeling fun. And like a New York Yankees baseball hat could work because, again, welcome to New York. It's a lot of New York influence in this album. But also kind of like lean into song lyrics sometimes too when you're thinking of an outfit, especially for guys in 1989 because in the song Style, got that James Dean daydream look in your eyes. So you could kind of go for like a James Dean kind of look. White tee, jeans, black moto jacket. Little ideas for the guys coming out of 1989, I think. If I was super extra and I had the time to put it together, I would totally take inspo from the Wildest Dreams video. Oh, that is one of my favorite of her music videos. Old Hollywood, damn epicness of that video. Oh. We're getting into Reputation, which is one of my favorite eras, and this is definitely the era for anybody who is a little bit more on the edgy side. Those of you who don't really like to wear color, if you're not like super girly, a little bit more on the gothy side of things, then Reputation is where you will be right at home because the vibe of Reputation is all about like edgy, moody, femme fatale vibes. Grungy, it's messy, it's sexy. A girl that you're like kind of afraid of because she might be a little unhinged, but you also want to be friends with her. Key pieces for Reputation era would be bomber jackets, black leather moto jackets, a black bodysuit, anything with snakes on it, snake jewelry like a necklace, rings, earrings. I've seen these tights on Amazon that are like fishnets, but they have like a snake woven into them. Really any fishnets. any look you do with this, if it doesn't involve long pants or leggings or tights, you're gonna want fishnets for it. Combat boots or thigh-high boots, dark red lipstick, like not blue red, kind of like how I'm wearing, but like this red, you know what I mean? Like a sip of this red, because that's just part of it. Loose print is another thing that you could incorporate into a Reputation look that I saw a lot of people do. It's sort of emulating the album cover of Reputation. But a black bodysuit is just a surefire choice. It's what she wears during this part of the set. And while I couldn't find any that had like that snake and only like one leg, I have this gorgeous one that I've had for a couple years. Unfortunately, it's not available anymore, but I'll try to find some similar ones. The outfit that I think a lot of people could just pull off with stuff they already own is like black faux leather pants or black faux leather shorts with a black bra and like a black mesh shirt. Or if you want to be a little bit more sparkly, I have this one, which is from Amazon, and it's kind of like mesh, but it's sort of like a rhinestone fishnet sort of shirt that goes over things, and it has so much sparkle. It's moving on to the Lover album. This era, I think, was the album that I listened to the least. I don't know why. I never really got into Lover. I was listening to it tonight on my walk, and I was like, oh, I like some of these songs. But Lover is the album that aesthetically I feel like is the most fun to wear for going to the show. Because this era is the first one that she does. It's like that iconic Versace bodysuit that she wears. Later on, she throws on the Versace like sparkly blazer dress. So it's a lot of sparkles, it's a lot of pink, it's a lot of like pastel colors and cute, girly, whimsical accessories. So I just find that like for going to her show, this was the aesthetic that I was the most drawn to, and it is how I dressed to go to the show. The vibe of Lover, and I'm gonna read something that I read off the internet because it's so good and I can't possibly have made up anything as good as this, but a sparkly, upbeat cupcake friend who smells like vanilla body spray and is sunshine embodied but also owns their shit and is super confident and amazing at their job. Probably believes in love at first sight, has never met anything pastel or tie-dyed they haven't loved, and would wear a dress covered in pom-poms with a cat purse one day and a pastel blazer with matching slacks the next. I think that's perfect. Just pastel, it's fun, it's light, it's girly. So think rainbows, butterflies, hearts, anything iridescent, anything sparkly. I wore these to the concert, which are from Betsey Johnson, which I have linked in the description box. These are just so much fun. They do make like a higher version of this, like I think like a knee-high version. These would go perfect with literally any Lover era outfit. For guys, I could do something that is sparkly if you want to be daring, or you could go for like pastel pink pants with a white shirt, maybe even pastel blue, any pastel colors if you dare to wear them. But for the girls, I have so many cute Lover things that I found on the internet, so many fun accessories and dresses that you can really just have so much fun with this era. And that's why I think it is the preferable one to dress up as when you go to the ERAS concert. Okay, now moving on to the folklore / Evermore eras, I'm gonna kind of mesh them together because to me, they're so similar. They're giving the same vibe, but folklore, they say, is like the summer album and Evermore is the winter album. This vibe is very like cottagecore friend who reads a lot of classic literature, loves to go walk barefoot in the woods, probably has a degree in English or literature. Think very fresh and very minimal makeup. You don't want to go with a like heavy red lip for this era, I don't feel like. It's like very like clean girl aesthetic. English countryside style, but kind of girly, kind of boho. Some very good like Stevie Nicks inspiration happening, especially with what Taylor wears during these two eras. It gives Stevie Nicks so much and I love it. A lot of the dresses that she wears during these two eras of the show are designed by Alberta Ferretti. I mean, these dresses are so stunning. They're flowy, they're ethereal, they're just giving most beautiful free people boho dreams. It's definitely a very alt indie vibe. So if you wanted to go for this era, you're just gonna go all in for just really pretty ethereal boho dresses. Think billowy sleeves, flowy skirts with like fabric that just flows really nicely. The shoes, I would definitely say to go for like Chelsea boots or like lace-up boots, or maybe even like loafers, sneakers. Definitely, if you do anything with Western boots, it's gonna kind of throw it back to the debut era a little bit. Speaking of cardigans, you can find a similar cardigan to the one that she wears in the video, and that can be your outfit. You could just throw it over a sweet little sundress, and that would be such a great, very casual and comfortable outfit to wear. Another option would be to go for like a plaid shirt dress with some booties. I feel like that would be a really easy option, and you could absolutely wear the plaid shirt dress later on. If you're a guy, just take some cues from my husband, because he's constantly in his folklore Evermore era. He's just in a plaid shirt and jeans and a beanie all the time. So thank you, Nate, for providing the guy inspo for this era, because this is my husband to a T. You wanted to do like the kind of like witchy vibe that Taylor gives in, I think, the Evermore set. She wears this beautiful green velvet cape, and so do all of her dancers. I found one on Amazon that looks very similar. So if you wanted to wear the cape over a really pretty boho dress, you could really nail the Evermore vibe for sure. Moving on to Midnights, which I feel like I am dressed kind of appropriately for, because I feel like Midnights is all about star and moon motifs. The vibe of Midnights is giving very much 70s nostalgia on two different fronts. You either have like the glam disco vibe 70s, or you have this sort of like warm, cozy, at-home vibe of the 70s. If her album cover art definitely suggests this. She's wearing very retro style, like casual outfits, and the like set design of the shoot that they did for this is also very 70s looking too, with the like decor and all of that. You can also see this sort of vision in her Anti-Hero music video. A lot of like really cute, cozy 70s looks. And if you switch over to the Bejeweled video, it's giving like disco queen glam, like lots of sequins, lots of embellishments, because best believe I'm still bejeweled when I walk in the room. I can still make the whole place shimmer, right? So there's definitely two different vibes for this. If you wanted to go the more casual 70s route, you totally could. But in my opinion, when you're going to a concert, you should go the more sparkly route. It's just more fun. Key pieces for this, anything that has like a star or moon print or motif on it. You could also get these little star iron-on patches and DIY a very similar dress to what Taylor wore. I think it was for either the AMAs or the Grammys. That's so easy to DIY, which I think that would be so perfect for like the Midnights era look. I think you could also wear anything like metallic silver for this. So like sequin, sparkly outfits are perfect for Midnights. I have this silver sequin suit that I totally would have worn if it wouldn't have been like the middle of summertime. When I went to go see the ERAS tour, I think I would have been in a puddle in that, but you kind of get the point. Another thing that would be so cute to have if you wanted to go Midnights is to get the fringe jackets that are so similar to what Taylor and all of the dancers wear on the last song. You could grab one of these to throw over a sparkly dress, and that would be such a fun look. During this set, Taylor herself wears a lot of very sparkly sequin things. So she wears a sparkly Oscar de la Renta designed shirt dress and faux fur coat. She also has an Oscar de la Renta fringe jumpsuit that she wears. One of her alternative jumpsuits that she also wears during Midnight was designed by Zuhair Murad. And then you could also just opt for like a midnight blue look, because anything in that deep midnight navy blue with a little bit of sparkle is totally going to give that Midnights era vibe to a T. Now, I promised you that we would get to the Tortured Poets department, because Taylor has implemented some of her new songs from her new album into her ERAS tour, which I'm so bummed. I really want to see this live, because I've seen the videos on TikTok and it looks so incredible. But the Tortured Poets department has a very strong aesthetic, just like a lot of her other albums do. And I would say Tortured Poets department is like kind of like Reputation, but if you took Reputation and made it like more coquette or like dark academia vibes, because it's a very dark, moody, it's giving a lot of like very Victorian-esque looks. Like in the video for Fortnite, she's wearing this black high neck like morning gown from the Victorian era. So it's like a lot of ruffles, high neck, poofy sleeves. She also wears this like white, almost like wedding dress looking dress in the beginning. Just so similar to the dress that she wore to the Grammys this past year. She's definitely always dropping Easter eggs in everything she does. Then on the tour, she wears this gorgeous version of that dress that Vivienne Westwood designed, which if you don't know who Vivienne Westwood is, she's such a great, awesome designer. This dress is got like a corseted bodice with this like billowy skirt that's kind of gathered up, and you can see in the skirt that it has like, you know, some of the lyrics of Taylor's songs are sort of written in like this scripty writing. So beautiful. I think before she wears that, she comes out in like this jacket that's giving French Revolution kind of look, like military, old school military vibes. So if you really wanted to go all in, you could get a jacket like that. I happen to have one, and I love that jacket so much. I think I would sweat to death if I wore that to a summer concert that's outdoors, but that would be such a really cool look to do. This is my sort of version of that. If I had it in a perfect world, I would have had like a white skirt to wear with this and a white jacket, kind of like how she does, but I had black things. That's what I had to work with, so that's what we're going with. But this aesthetic really takes a lot of inspiration from female literary figures of the past, like Sylvia Plath and Emily Dickinson, which apparently, I read this on the internet, Emily Dickinson is Taylor Swift's 6th cousin 3 times removed, which Ancestry.com recently revealed, which is pretty crazy. Emily Dickinson in particular was very popular for wearing all white, and you see a lot of that in Taylor's outfits. The color tones of Torture Poets department are very much like black and white. She wears like all white or all black or like sepia tones, different shades of gray. It's very muted. There's really not a whole lot of color going on in this aesthetic. Key pieces for this era are corsets. Taylor has been wearing a lot of corset tops just in her street style lately, I've noticed. So any kind of corset bodice top, billowy skirts, anything with lace, high neck Victorian collars, those old school like military jackets, and like lace up Victorian style boots, which I found a really great pair. I think it's under $50 on Amazon, that's white, that has a low heel that I think would be absolutely perfect for really setting this look off, because if you have the right style boots, I think it just really takes it to the next level. The makeup for this era is very 1920s silent film era of Hollywood, very influenced by Clara Bow, which of course there's a whole song about Clara Bow. But if you look at pictures of Clara Bow, you can see the reference that Taylor Swift is making from the way that she used to do her makeup to how Taylor does her makeup in the Fortnite video and in certain other appearances that she's made, including the Grammys. It's a very smoked out eye, a very dark, moody red lip, very thin eyebrows, but please, please do not pluck or wax off your eyebrows to get this look. It will give me an anxiety attack. If you're a guy and you want to try to go for this look, I would do the whole like waistcoat, jacket, trousers. It could be a vibe, I think. All of that being said, you don't have to necessarily go for a specific era when you're going to the Taylor Swift show. You can get creative. One of my favorite things about being at the ERAS tour was just like people watching and looking at all the outfits that— All of that being said, you don't have to necessarily go for a specific era when you're going to the Taylor Swift show. You can get creative. One of my favorite things about being at the ERAS tour was just like people watching and looking at all the outfits that chose to wear, because people were so creative. There was one girl that was standing behind my friend and I when we were in line for drinks. She was wearing these jeans that she had hand painted that had like all these different little references to different Taylor Swift songs and lyrics that I thought was so incredible. There's people that are dressing up as like characters from some of Taylor's songs. You could go that route. I even saw pictures of people that were like trying to emulate her cats. So really, like, people get very into it. They get very creative. And if you think that you're doing too much or you're going to be too extra, think again, because like people are out here doing the most. Here are the things that I wish I would have known before I went on the ERAS tour. First of all, check the rules of the arena that you're going to before you go and know what you are allowed to bring in and what you're not, especially their bag regulations. I feel like a lot of arenas these days only allow you to bring clear bags with you now, so just make sure that you know that. If you're looking for a clear bag that actually is cute and stylish and is gonna go with your outfit and not look like a weird bag that people buy to go to football games, I have so many cute ones that I will link down in the description box for you so that you can check them out. You might want to pack some earplugs. I did not, because I did not anticipate needing them. I've never gone to a concert and been bothered by loud music before, and it's not the music that is the reason why you may want earplugs. It's the people screaming. People were screaming so much. I've never been to a concert where people screamed to the length and the amount that they did at the ERAS tour. Like when Taylor came on stage the first time, I feel like it was deafening, and she was singing her first song, and I thought to myself, like, how am I even gonna hear her sing over people screaming? Eventually it died down, but intermittently throughout the show, depending on like things that she would do, people would start screaming again, and it was a lot. kind of wish I had earplugs. So don't be like me, just bring them with you in case you need them. Wear some good shoes that are not uncomfortable. Look, I know I am the queen of like being like, I'm gonna suffer for fashion and wear shoes that are cute, that make my outfit look good. But the thing is, you've got to prioritize your comfort over style because it's a 3-hour show and you will probably be standing for the majority of it. At least I was. Most of the people that I observed around us were too. I sat down and rested for a couple of the slower songs, but for the most part, everybody's on their feet dancing. So you really want to make sure that what the shoes that you're wearing are comfortable. Make sure that you hydrate adequately before you get to the show. Like really hydrate, make sure that you're overhydrated. That way you don't have to worry too much about drinking a lot of water while you're there, because nothing is worse than having to pee all the time. Front load your day with chugging water, and that way by the time you get to the show, you know, maybe you've worked it somewhat out of your system and you're already hydrated. And also make sure to eat a really good meal before you go, because likely the show is going to be happening during dinner time. You're not going to be able to eat at a normal dinner time hour. So just eat an early dinner and eat a good meal because, like I said, you're going to be standing and dancing and having a great time for 3 hours. And you want to make sure that you're well fed, especially if you plan on drinking at all while you're at the show. And I would say also to just pace yourself if you are going to drink, because first of all, you don't want to be so drunk that you don't remember this experience. It's so much fun. Pace yourself, enjoy yourself. Definitely make friendship bracelets to trade. I did not do this because I didn't know that I was going up until like I said, hours before the show. So I had absolutely 0 friendship bracelets. There was a super nice girl in the bathroom that gave me one. Wherever you are, thank you so much. It would have been so much more fun if I would have had a whole stack and I could have traded with people. And don't be too afraid to go up to people and ask to trade with them. It's just a fun experience. You can meet new people that way. And I don't know, it definitely felt like a full like sisterhood being there. Like the vibe was so good at this show. Like so many women, all excited to be there, everybody complimenting each other, everybody looking amazing, people trading bracelets, people like all singing like to the same songs. I can't like encapsulate like how it feels to go because it was on another level. I've never been to a concert like that before, but it was truly incredible to be in a huge stadium with tens of thousands of other women of all different backgrounds, all different age groups, from like grandma age to like 5-year-old girl age, and guys too. There were guys there, but it felt so cool to be in a huge stadium like that. If you want to score some merch, particularly something that you know is known to sell out, like AKA the blue crew neck sweater or something like that, then you're going to want to make sure that you get to the stadium right when it opens so that you can get in line for the merch, because the merch line gets really long. LA, like in the days before the show actually started, they had a merch booth set up in the parking lot of SoFi Stadium that anybody could go to, regardless if they had a ticket to the concert or not, to go in the days leading up to when they go and buy merch. And that way, if you were going to the show, you wouldn't have to like worry about standing in line for it when you were at the show, and then you could wear the stuff when you go. And then likewise, if you didn't have a ticket, you could still go and score some merch. So if you don't really have anything in particular that you care about, you just would like pick up a t-shirt or whatever, you can absolutely wait until like the ERAS transitions happen, because a lot of times like it takes a couple minutes and nobody's usually in line for the merch during the show. So if you know that an ERAS transition is happening and then like the song that's going to happen next isn't one that's your favorite, just like run out and run to the merch booth while no one is there. Of course, that requires you to have the set list on your phone to know when these things are happening, which I do think is a little pro tip if you don't mind being spoiled. I mean, I feel like at this point, if you haven't had the ERAS tour spoiled for you in some way, thanks to TikTok or Instagram or the internet, then you must be living under a rock. But if you don't mind like knowing exactly what songs are going to happen in what order, you can download a set list from the internet. They're everywhere, just so that you know. So you can also know like when you could go to the bathroom, like a song that you don't really mind missing. So make sure that you grab a bottle or maybe multiple bottles of water before you go to your seat, and make sure that you go to the bathroom. Before stadiums, it can be kind of tough to like squeeze out of the row of people to get to the bathroom. So get water first thing, make sure you use the bathroom, so that way at least that's out of the way and you've got water at your seat so you can stay hydrated during the show. This should come without saying, but make sure your phone is fully charged before you get to the show. I know some stadiums don't allow you to bring in like rechargeable battery packs, so just don't risk it, because everybody's gonna be on their phone taking videos, taking pictures, all that jazz. So you just want to make sure that your phone has all of the battery life, and so that way when the show ends, you're not stuck if you like have to use your phone to get a ride share or a taxi or whatever. You know you're gonna have plenty of phone juice for the night. And my last tip would be to just fully be in the moment and embrace just the truly magical experience that it is to be at the Taylor Swift Eras Tour. Like I said a second ago, it's an indescribable experience. So many women of all age groups, everybody sharing in this experience of their love of Taylor Swift and her incredible music. And it is like nothing that I've ever experienced before. Just that communal aspect of everyone just enjoying themselves to the fullest. Try not to videotape and take too many pictures and be on your phone too much, because at the end of the day, those videos and those pictures are never going to do the show that much justice. And I think the memories that you can make by just experiencing it and looking it up is so much better than having a bunch of videos on your camera roll. Been quite a video. I hope it was helpful for you in whatever Eras tour city that you happen to be going to. Let me know down in the description box what era is your favorite aesthetic wise, and then what album is your favorite, because I feel like for me they're different. While you're here, you may enjoy checking out this video. So I'll see you guys over here. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. If you love fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and travel, give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. I'll see you guys over here, and if not, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!